You have a right to be heard. You have a voice. Use it. I'm so excited to come on another interesting episode of Flip the Pages. My name is Ayodele Muiwataiwo. Flip the Pages is my YouTube channel, and on this channel, from time to time, I come with amazing books, inspiring books, books that offer invaluable insights to different aspects of living. I'm here on this episode with an excellent book. I'm very sure that you will enjoy the details of the book and you will be so eager to lay your hands on a copy of the book. The title of the book is How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere, written by Larry King. Reading this book gave me a lot of tips on how to go about ensuring good communication. And to that end, I'm here today to title the series The Secrets of Good Communication. And the very first episode, this episode, which is episode 1, the basis of communication, how to speak effectively. Anytime I come on this channel, I come around with the tips, whatever it is that I've been able to pick from the books that I'm reading. And reading this book, like I said earlier on, I got a lot of tips on how to enhance my communication. So today, let's start with the basics of communication, and that is how to speak effectively. The book is very straightforward, and the lessons that I took away from the book, the lessons are equally straightforward. That's why I termed them the basics. There are things that most of us know, but we just need to hear about them again and be intentional about putting them into good use. The very first thing I got to understand from this book is the fact that you have a voice. Use it. It sounds so casual, it sounds so elementary for someone to come and tell you that you have a voice. Use it. We've been brought up to believe that silence is golden, that we have to be careful the way we talk, we have to be careful on when to talk and when to keep quiet. But the very first thing I want you to know is the fact that you have a voice, and to that end, you need to speak. Make a conscious effort to find it easy to express yourself. Most of the time we see talking, speaking to people, we see it as something gigantic, something complicated. No, it's not complicated. Speaking, expressing your thoughts, expressing your opinion is a fundamental human right. You are free to express yourself, you are free to talk, you are free to relate with people using your voice. And when I talk about voice, I'm not talking only about that ability to express yourself. I'm talking about the fact that you have a platform of expression, that is your voice. It may not necessarily be about speaking, it could be what you do, it could be your platform. Your voice could be politics, your voice could be journalism, your voice could be reading, your voice could be writing, your voice could be fashion. I want to encourage you to find your voice and express yourself. And let me quickly add that there is no way you can express yourself using your platform that at a point in time there won't be need for you to speak out. To that end, you need to learn how to engage with people. You need to learn the basics of good communication. And the fundamental, like I said, the very first one is for you to know that you have a voice. Do hone your voice and speak. Do not keep silent when you need to talk. Do not keep silent when others are talking and you feel and you know that there is a right for you to add something to that content. Learn how to use your voice. Learn how to pour out what you have on the inside of you. Let people know that you are also alive. Let no man drown your voice. You have a voice. Use it. Speak out. Express yourself. Let people know how you feel. It's been discovered that people who stifle their thoughts, people who don't talk, they tend to be more bitter, they tend to be resentful because they suppressed themselves for a long period of time. So they feel so bitter, they feel so resentful because they've not been given the opportunity to speak. Whenever there is an opportunity for you to address an issue, please find yourself and speak out. I do not support the culture of silence. I believe that silence is golden, but silence is not always golden. There is a time for you to speak out. There is a time for you to express how you feel about an issue. Find your voice and use it. You have a voice. Feel free to talk. Feel free to express yourself. You are not inferior to anyone in the same way that nobody is superior to you. So if there is a need for you to talk and express yourself, please do feel free and say something. Albeit, say it. Now let's move on to the very second point. What is the second foundation of good communication, the basics of good communication? What's the second point that I want to talk about in this video? The second thing you need to do is for you to build self-confidence. Sometimes you know what you want to talk about, but you are afraid of it, of the people. You are not so bold, you are not so confident of what you want to say. I want to encourage you to learn how to build your self-confidence. Even if what you say is wrong, be quick to admit that you made a mistake, but never ever stifle your voice. Be confident, build your self-esteem, learn how to engage with other people in meaningful conversations. Stop taking the back seat. Stop taking the back seat because you feel you are not right. I'm not saying you should open your mouth and say something that is out of line. I'm not saying you should say something that is out of order. I'm just saying be confident to express yourself, and when you are wrong, feel free to admit that, oh, I was wrong, and you move on. Build your self-confidence, and not only in the area of speaking. Build your self-confidence in the area of mingling with people, in the area of standing out, in the area of showing your face. You know that every time I come around with an interesting book on this channel, I like to read from that particular book. This book is not an exception. I got something about confidence, how to build confidence when I speak from the book. Let me read it quickly. I'm going to take it from page 33. It's actually page 33 to page 34. Let me read it out. You don't have to stand there feeling inferior or intimidated. You belong in that room just as much as the person you are talking to. It's so possible for you to think that you don't own that space. You must learn that as long as you show up in that room, to a certain degree, you own that space. Even if you want to talk to people who are above your level, probably your superiors at work, one of the things you need to learn regarding confidence is for you to make intelligent contribution to whatever they are talking about, and how to express yourself. When you feel yourself, when you feel your own pulse, it's so easy to transmit the same energy to the people around you. And in the same way, when you write yourself off and you feel you are not in their level, or you are superior or you are inferior to such people, it gets difficult to express yourself. That's the second thing that you need to learn. You must learn to be confident. You need to work on your self-esteem so that you have something to say when people are talking and you are in that space and something is expected of you. Before I continue with this video, I want to implore you to kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, help my channel to grow, and don't forget to share any of my videos with your loved ones. In the same way, kindly click on the like button, and if you have taken time to subscribe, thank you so very much. I deeply appreciate. In the same way, I want to talk about what I do. In case you want to write a book and you don't know how to go about it, that is what I do. I am a bookpreneur. I work with people to birth their books. I edit, I proofread, I write biographies, and people who have sketches of ideas concerning any subject, but they don't know how to put it down on paper. I help them to write their book from such ideas, dancing around in their minds. If you want to do something like that, I'll be willing to work with you. My email addresses are on the screen. Feel free to get in touch, and let's change the world one book at a time. Now let's continue with the video. We've been talking about the basics of communication, how to speak effectively. The third thing you need to do in order for you to speak effectively, is for you to learn how to speak from your heart. What do I mean when I say speak from your heart? In this book, I learned two major ways of doing that. What does it mean to speak from your heart? Let me read a portion of the book so that you can better understand what I'm trying to say. In this book, I'm in page 45 and I read, "Be natural, speak from the heart." Be natural, speak from the heart. One of the ways you can speak from the heart is for you to be natural. You don't try to talk like Mr. A. You don't try to talk like Mr. B. You talk with your own idiosyncrasy. You talk and you retain your individuality while expressing yourself. You talk and you retain your individual trait. You are not trying to be like the next person. You are not trying to talk like that particular TV presenter. It's good to learn from people, but do not imitate others when you speak. Let it flow from you. Let it flow from your heart. Let it flow from the core of your being. Doing that will make it possible to connect with other people who are listening to you. Being natural is one way to speak from the heart. And there is still another thing that I learned about speaking from the heart in this book. Let's read it again. In this book, talking about putting people at ease in communicating with them, I read page 32 and it says, "One of the first things to accomplish in talking to people is to put them at ease." Before you can actually engage with the people you are talking to, before you can get the most out of that conversation, before you can become a great conversationalist, you need to understand how to put people at ease. Let communication be something enjoyable, not only to you, but to the other person that you are trying to converse with. Let people be at ease when they are talking to you. Unless, of course, you are in a court of law. But here we are just talking about the basics of good communication, and that's how to express your thoughts to other people that are in your circle. So one way to make them, to connect with them, to be on a very good wavelength with other people when you talk to them, is for you to put them at ease. Let them be comfortable talking to you. Let them be comfortable being in your space. Even if you are the one doing the talking, give them the grace to be comfortable hearing your voice. You have to be careful the way you talk to people. Most of us, we are guilty of that because we are so much in a hurry to pass the information across. We do not consider the hearers. If you want to be a great conversationalist, someone that people will be quick and eager to listen to, you have to learn how to put people at ease while you talk to them. I'm going to the very last one that I got under the basics of good communication, how to talk effectively. Reading this book, I discovered that there are actual tools that you can use to enhance your communication, and that is on page 44 and page 45. Two of such are mentioned here. One is body language, the other is eye contact. Let me talk briefly about the tools of effective communication. Now, let me talk about the basic tools of communication as the author put it in that book. I actually got three of such from this book. The first thing that I got is eye contact. Then the second thing is body language. The third thing is your tone. Let me take it one after the other. Let me start with your tone. Sometimes you are talking to someone and your tone is betraying you. You must learn how to use your tone whenever you want to engage in a meaningful and a rich conversation. You have to work on your tone. At the beginning, when I wanted to start my YouTube channel, I had to start learning about how to talk and communication, and this is one of the books that I read. I actually wanted to enhance my communication skills, and I saw in this book that there are a lot of things that I can pick. The tone of your voice matters in a conversation. When you are talking to people, how is your tone? What is your tone like in communicating with people? Your tone carries great significance. It shows the level of your confidence. It shows your comportment. Does your tone shake whenever you are talking to people? You need to learn how, like I said earlier on, how to be confident, and how to take charge whenever you are talking to people. Your tone goes a long way as a device for vital communication. Apart from your tone, the second thing that you need to work on is your eye contact. When you talk to people, do you talk to people and you look away, or you talk to people and as you are talking to them from time to time, you lock up, you look at them in the eye and ensure that you are carrying them along in that conversation? You need to learn how to make good eye contact. I'm not saying you need to fix your gaze on the people you are talking to throughout that conversation, but you don't have to be looking away. You have to engage that person and look at the person from time to time so that you can be on the same page. And that brings me to the very last point about the tool of communication, which is your body language. You need to understand what you say is a little percentage of what you say in words and a higher percentage of how your body is carrying that message with you. You need to learn how to use body language to convey your thoughts, to speak, to enhance your communication. They are tools of communication, and they are very, very vital. Let me say something as I round up the video. I'm not saying that I've known all there is to communication. I believe that in the same way that I'm learning, my viewers are also learning, and there are people who know more. If you are listening to this video and you know other devices of communication that are very useful, that we can all learn from, kindly put it in the comment section. And in addition to that, let me know where you're listening from. Let me know what you've gained from the video, and if there are other things you want this community to learn from your expertise, kindly put it there in the comment section. And that is all I have on this very episode, on this series of good communication. Before you wink, I'll be right back with the second episode. Thanks so much for being a part of today's video. I do not in any way take it for granted. I really do appreciate it. And on this note, I'm drawing the curtain. Bye for now.